Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Salt's going to explain it further because he knows what we're doing, so... Salt?
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a grand day today. So we're going to be playing a scenario called Alone Against the Tide. It's written by Draconic, who I believe is in the audience right now. So if you have any questions, as he just put, you can ask him, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to answer. Like I said in the Discord server, if we get about 30 viewers, we'll probably do a live giveaway of something. I have no clue what it's going to be yet, but we'll decide. Now, this is a one-person scenario, but the way we're doing it is slightly differently. So we're both going to be playing the same character, and we're just going to be going through it. I'm going to be like reading stuff out, and we're just going to play this for fun. I will say this now, our scenarios tend to be more based on humor, but there will be some seriousness in here. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you want to pick it up, you can go to Drive Through RPG, type in Alone Against the Tide, and bam, it's there. It's pay what you want, so you could pay him up front, or you could try it out. If you like it, give him a few pounds, or whatever the asking price is. I forgot what it is now. So, yeah.
Helpful.
Yes, I am very, very helpful. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking. So we do need to make a character. I feel like that would be, we should do that on stream. So we could use the quick start rules, but I feel like it's more fun if we have it randomized because we could get a completely, utterly useless character.
Oh yes, of course.
So
that's it. You need to have that spicy uselessness.
Exactly. You got to have the worst character imaginable, so we can get dicked over. I need to quickly remember what the fucking dice rolls are. Goddamn dice rolls. So
goddamn dice rolls.
So yeah, we're going to create the investigator now. We'll do the name and stuff after we've rolled it because I guarantee that we're going to get something completely fucking random. So Elliot, do you want to do the rolling for me, and then I'll entering it into the characteristics tab.
What do you want to roll?
So we're going to start with strength. So you need to roll 3d6 and times that by 5.
Okay.
We're doing this on Roll20, guys, just to let you know, so it's easier.
Okay, so it's 40?
Okay, yeah, 40. Awesome. I'll quickly put that in the characteristics tab. So he's a pretty much a fucking weakling, so that'll be great. 3d6 times that by 5. I'm pretty sure you can do it all in one go.
Yeah, probably. We got 11 here, so we got 55.
55. Wow. So he's a bit weak, but he's fairly average constitution. Okay. And next up we have size. So roll 2d6 plus 6 and times that by 5.
Okay, so roll 2d6 and then what?
Yep. Plus 6.
Plus 6 and then times that
and
by 5.
Times by 5. Okay,
so we got that now. We've got 12, and my maths is not doing very good today, so you're going to have to...
60.
There we go. My maths just switched off. I was doing it the other way around. I wasn't thinking through the 5 times tables. My maths has switched off. I haven't been to education in a while. So...
Evidently.
Me no work, me no brain.
Exactly. We're going to do dexterity next, so we'll find out if he's, relatively smart. Smart? Sorry, I meant to say speedy. 3d6 times that by 5.
Right. Roll 3d6 times 5. 40.
Wow. Okay. So he's as fucking slow as he is. I was going to do it. Yeah, that fucked up. We won't talk about
that. We're basically describing me at this point. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to move the document out of the way because my rolls aren't being seen, just so people can actually see what the rolls we're getting.
Okay. This character is pretty shit so far, I'm not going to lie.
Well, that's kind of
3d6 times 5. We're going to find out if he's an ugly piece of shit.
And 75.
Wow. Okay. So he's weak. He's not fast, but apparently he's decent looking. Or she. I don't know the gender of this character yet. 2d6 plus 6 times that by 5, and we'll find out if they have shit brains.
2d6. 2d6, is it plus 5 and times it?
2d6 plus 6 times by 5.
35.
Wow. I mean, I think that says it all. We got fucking monkey brains over here.
About to say with the gender, did you just assume their gender?
3d6 times by 5. I just realised what this character is shaping up to be, Elliot. You know the stereotypical blonde girl.
Okay, 75.
Okay, so I forgot what we were. Oh, power. Okay, you know. Now this is the ultimate decider as to whether they are the stereotypical blonde girl. Education. 2d6 plus 6 times by 5.
Roll 2d6 plus 6 times 5.
Yep.
X5. 37.
37. I mean.
Oh dear.
So we have a choice between Macho Joe and Looney Lindy.
It's gotta be Looney Lindy.
Okay.
Come on, you gotta agree with me. It's gotta be that.
Okay, have fun doing a girl's voice.
Oh, I'm very good. I think you'll find.
Fuck me.
That
Okay,
that's my vocal cords are gonna be broken by the end of this stream.
Okay, let's decide. What do we want the character's name to be?
That
What are we gonna have the name as?
hang on, Draconic. How was the last roll? How did the last roll not process right? Apparently,
The education.
I believe so. Because Draconic's saying it didn't process correctly. So
Actually, yeah, he's right. That doesn't make any sense. Redo it.
So the 2d.
But do it separately because it should have been a much higher. No, just do it separately. Because what it's doing is it's doing 7 and then it's doing some other random shit and I have no idea.
Should I just roll a 2d6 on its own then?
2d6 plus 6 and then times it by 5 separately.
Okay. So plus 6. So we've got a 9 so
far. 9
far.
times 5, so 45.
I mean, not much of an improvement, but
it's not great, but it's not as awful. So we'll see how this goes.
She's still a typical blonde girl though. So you know, I mean, it kind of matches me because I'm a blonde guy. So
you've just got to be a girl for a day. What should we put as the name? What name do we want to have? What's this character going to be called?
No, hang on. I'm gonna look.
It's 1920s. So are they gonna have rich parents or are they gonna be working class?
I'm typing this in on Google now, and
what are you typing in?
Yeah, I've
looked it up.
I've looked it up. It's on. I'm gonna just quickly tab out so the viewers can see this too. Just because Alone in the Dark thing is gonna be in the way. So 1 second. So yeah, here we go. So we've got a bunch here. Any of you watching, if you'd like to see any of these female names you like, let us know because we're gonna have a little look. Can you see them, Harry?
Yeah, I can.
So this one's on the right.
Virginia. I mean, or Doris. Doris is kind of a. I mean, it's not. It doesn't not to be an arse. But it doesn't sound like
we could be Mildred.
Mildred. I mean, Mildred sounds like an old librarian. Alice.
I want one that's kind of like sort of how do I put this, low class name if possible.
Oh, I was going to say maybe this. They're quite rich in the sense that they kind of
rich on life.
Well, I was going to say they have rich parents because but then again they have shit education. If they had high education, then we could have said rich parents.
True. Deploy the fridge says, what about Evelyn? Evelyn or Evelyn, I don't know. I think it's one of those.
Evelyn, that's not a bad one. Shirley. I've just seen Shirley. I think Shirley's quite perfect.
Okay, fine. That was a really good suggestion, Deploy, but I think we've probably settled on one now. Thank you for the suggestion.
We could have... The surname could be Evelyn. Shirley Evelyn. Doesn't sound that obnoxious.
Yeah, actually, we could do that. I think it's fair if the viewers get a chance to have some contribution to this adventure. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
Shirley Evelyn. Right now, what do we want the occupation to be? Okay. That is the next question. Are they going to, have some shit job considering their intelligence and education. I would say that somewhat makes sense.
We could make them stacking shelves. I mean, they can't be behind. They can't. Like the local sort of village shop.
Wow.
No. Look, I've done similar jobs like that in the past, so I'm kind of contradicting myself with that statement. But I'm most certainly, because you can't put behind the cash register, because if she's got low intelligence and like someone gives her, I don't know, like $2 or something.
Bartender. What about bartender? That would make perfect sense.
Hooters bartender? No, Hooters doesn't exist. But yeah, bartender sounds good.
Could do a bartender.
And she goes up to the guys and goes, "Hey, big boys, what do you want? What would you like?" And then it's like, I would like a piece of you. She's like, "Oh, you can't have me. I'm not for sale, unfortunately." And just like, and walks off.
Yeah, we'll say that she's rich in tips.
Yeah. Draconic says the module assumes one of the occupations listed in the quick start rules, but feel free to branch out. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, he just said we can do that, so we can do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we just made the skills ourselves, but then looked at what they were doing with the actual investigator skills, we could do. I mean, they're not. Yeah, we haven't exactly rolled an anthropologist or an archaeologist, have we? Sorry, Draconic, but I think we're gonna have to go with our.
We got
just looking at the person that you drafted. They're very, very smart, and well, I don't think our character fits that criteria.
She's just a small town girl living in the lonely world.
Oh.
Like how I mixed a song and the scenario together.
Cool. Okay, she's a bartender. We'll say she's 20. Oh, wait, this is America. Shit, if it's America... Wait, this is 1920s. Oh, fuck. Okay, we're going to say that she's from... Wait, when is this? Where is this scenario set? We should probably read that before we continue.
Yeah, I mean, we can say she's from January as well. Can we include that in there? Then if need be.
Let me check. Where is this? I think this is set in Massachusetts, if I remember correctly.
Oh, hey, Stephen. Stephen.
Massachusetts, yeah. Massachusetts. Okay, right. We could say that she was born in England.
Yeah, because then I could stick with my female sort of British. Oh, I could be a posh British. Well, she can't because her intelligence is about.
You gotta speak like a chav.
Oh, you what, mate? I'm gonna come and shank you, mate. You come. This is our part of our street. Ow! My voice is hurting from doing that.
Okay.
This is gonna be. Don't worry. I'll do it for the viewers. I'll endure for the viewers, so it's fine.
Okay. Does anyone know the exact date of prohibition? Because I know it was in January 1920, but I can't remember the exact date. If anyone knows the exact date, then I guess we could say that, it's early January. Okay. Yeah, we can say that she's from Britain, and that's why she's so poor now, because she hasn't been able to get any money.
It doesn't have a starting date. I just looked up it. It said 1920, but it didn't finish until like January 1933. So
okay.
So we could just literally say early January or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is 1920s. I'll tell you what. We'll just say that the reason why she's doing whatever she's doing is because, well, she's broke. There you go.
She could be like an illegal bartender.
Yeah, she's illegal. There we go. We sorted the problem. Done. That's what we do. We solve
deploy the fridge.
Why does it say age 12? I did not type
We've got a 12-year-old bartender. Brilliant.
Right. She's 22. She resides in somewhere in Massachusetts. You could say Salem. We'll say Salem. Her great-great-great-grandfather was a witch. Or that makes no sense.
Her great-great-grandmother. Her grandmother was a witch.
Yeah,
got burned at the stake for being a witch.
There you go. I mean, they were hung, but yeah, actually, were they hung? I can't remember.
Well, I mean, witches were either burned at stake or forced to drown through like heavyweight objects, because apparently.
Yeah, I know, but some of them are hung or decapitated. Anyway,
true.
Birthplace. We'll say fucking Croydon. There we go.
The birthplace of England.
Yep. She'll be born in England, in Croydon. Hey, absolutely. I mean, it's not that. I don't know.
I mean, Croydon has our closest IKEA, so
There you go.
so there's that.
Yeah, that works. I just need to remember.
Our Swedish moderator basically got insulted when I told him I ate Swedish meatballs, and he said, "Were they from IKEA?" I was like, "Yes," but it's like, "But they're not true Swedish meatballs. So how dare you call them that?" But anyway, sorry,
how could I forget? How could I forget? We need to roll luck. Luck, I believe, is, if I can actually remember and not be stupid, it's 3d6 times by 5.
Roll 3d6. 12
Well,
times 12
by 5.
60.
Yeah.
60 luck.
Okay.
So she's actually she's actually decently quite lucky.
She's quite lucky, yeah. I mean, she's not exactly the smartest person. Right, now we got to decide skills, which, if I remember correctly, I'm going to have to look this up in the rule book because I cannot remember for the life of me what the skills start as.
Because we always used pre-gens, didn't we?
Well, no.
Oh, no.
Not all the time.
Well, I mean, we have in our most recent one we did private.
Oh, yeah.
Stream.
Yeah.
Which the Fly Fox will be very familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're saying that she's a bartender. That's right, it'll be listed in the bartender thing. Okay, give me a minute.
Hello, Azathoth. I think that's Azathoth. Sorry if I said your name wrong, but hi.
I think it's Azathoth. But yeah,
well, it's got a T on it, so...
Okay, right, do the education times 2, plus appearance times 2.
Which is, because my memory's really poor.
Well, just look it up on the character sheet you've got access to.
Oh, I couldn't see the character sheet. Oh, hang on. Oh, there. Hang on, I'll get the character up. Sorry, my bad. Alright, so... What am I doing again?
You're doing education times 2, plus appearance times 2.
Education. So we've got 45 times 2, which is
so
90.
90 plus... What's the appearance again?
The appearance is 75.
So 90 plus 150, and there's your answer.
I'm just curious, can I do it?
240.
Oh, yeah.
I have to do it for you.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't know you could do it in Roll20. Sorry, guys, but I can't be fucked to do maths today.
Right, so we need to go through her investigator skills and give her 240 points in the following areas. Charm. She's going to be fucking charming as shit. We've decided that already.
Well, yeah, because she's a bartender, so...
So we're going to... Should we just pump 90 points into charm?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, no, we can't do that because she's already got 15. We'll pump 75 points in there. So minus 75 points, please.
Okay.
So we have... How much do we have left over? I've how you doing this on Roll20.
Yeah, because I'm keeping Roll20.
I'm just going to mark it with a tick so I know which ones we've actually allocated. So we have 165 points left to spend.
Well,
I'll tell you what else we can spend it in. So we can spend it in fighting. I mean, she's fucking weak. Do we want to make her a decent fighter?
Well, I mean, brawl would be the best one for her though, because just in case of bar fights and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, I can say we could chuck a couple of points into there because I mean I'm looking at the other ones and if she's idiotic, she would be very good at specialising in that stuff anyway.
Let's add in 20. Let's add in 25 points to bring it up to 50.
All right, I'll take away 25 points from what we've got, and yes, I am using Roll20 to do the maths. And don't judge. Anyway.
I envision that this character would be quite good at stealing her mum's
correct. Well,
jewelry.
Yeah, but that means we'd have to up her stealth as well.
Ah, but we can also up her spot hidden. She's good at spotting stuff. Maybe spotting like blood on her estate, on her customers. To throw them out, maybe, or if they're doing drugs or something. I feel like she'd be pretty good at spotting.
I mean, I'd say spotting and stealth, especially if you say she steals her mum's possessions. So I'd say maybe bump them up an equal amount.
Okay, we'll add 50 points to spotting hidden, which brings us up to 75 spotting. How many points do we have left?
Right.
I recognise that this is quite an unorthodox way of allocating skill points, but she doesn't have that much to choose from anyway, so it's fine.
There, I've got 90 now.
I mean, stealth does not... Stealth... I mean, it says, and any one other skill as a personal or era speciality. So yeah, we can give her stealth. How much do we have left, sorry?
We've got 90.
90. Oh, fuck. Okay. Stealth, should we up that by 50 or should we up it by a bit less?
Let's go 50. You never know. You never know we're going to need some stealth.
Fucking hell. Okay, she's got 70 stealth.
Well, I mean, you got to be pretty stealthy to be able to steal your mum's possessions.
You don't need to do the maths for that. She's got 40 points
I know,
left.
but I'm keeping just a record.
Okay, she's got 40 points left to spend in either psychology, listen, fast talk, intimidate, or persuade.
Well, I couldn't see her very persuasive. I could see her quite intimidating there.
Intimidating? Oh, as in sexually, yeah.
Right, well, like, you know, because like, you got all the...
But that comes under charm, so we don't really need to add that. We could give her decent psychology or listening. I bet she hears some conversations quite a lot of the time. She probably picks up on a bit of
listening
gossip.
probably is probably her thing. It's probably her thing. I can imagine that her listening to the conversations of the guys saying, "Oh, you hear those cops are going to come round looking for the bar. They think they know where this one is, and then she'd overhear that and go, oh, maybe we need to hide, so to speak."
Yeah. Okay. I'll add in 30 points into that, leaving us with 10, which we need to put into credit rating. She's pretty poor. I mean, she's not the richest. So I feel like that's a decent character. Oh, wait, I just realised I only put in 10 points, not 30. I'm a fucking idiot. Right, there we go. She's got 50 listening. She's got quite the ear. There we go. That's our character's thingy-mabob skills done. But now you have to do the personal skills. So... give me a second. So personal interest, if I remember correctly, we need to do the intelligence times by 2.
Which is 30.
But, so she has 70.
Yeah.
Right, where do we want to pump these 70 points in? Are we going to make her... I mean, I noticed that the guy before had quite a decent archaeology or anthropology, which indicates that maybe we have to do some of that. So should we just pump it into those two? Say that she had an interest for anthropology.
Yeah, this is do that. Let's just do it. Let's just save ourselves a hassle.
Okay, I'll pump 35 into both of those. So there we go. Our character is done. If I remember her name, Shirley. Shirley's character is done.
Yes, just boy the fridge says she sounds like she works more at a speakeasy than an actual bar. Lol.
Okay. Are we going to give her a backstory quickly?
We could give her a brief one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll add in a... I'll say that she starts with 200 cash. I mean, I can't remember the exact amount, but actually that's pretty big too. We'll say she starts with $100, and she can have a spending level of 10.
My mother, she was a woman of the night. And she had to do that to help fund.
Well, wait, before you write the backstory, let's just go for it.
I'm coming up with my head as we're going along.
Okay, right, we're going to do a personal description. So what does she look like? Is she short? Is she tall?
She's got blonde hair.
Okay.
For starters, so we're doing it. She's kind of got a little bit of a saggy face. Kind of like
she's got 75 appearance. I mean, it's not
okay, fine. Oh well, that's annoying because I had a great idea for that.
Asymmetrical face.
She has a perfect asymmetrical face with blue eyes, no spots or blemishes or scars to be seen.
Oh, fucking spell today. There we go.
Yeah. She walks around in a fancy red dress as well, and she she wears a pair of black high heels that, because she's poor, and obviously the thing we have to do around this, which she got from her mother before her mother died.
Before she was brutally murdered by her stepfather.
Perfect.
Done.
But no, by her drunk stepfather, because we're doing prohibition, so you know.
Sure.
I feel kind of sorry for this character now. As a thought, 35 intelligence, laughing, smiling face. God, I feel like fucking Siri right now, just reading it out. But no, it's fine. I want the people to know that we're actually paying attention to the chat.
Yeah, of course.
And plus,
I feel like that's a decent personal description.
Oh, we can.
She's going to be quite short. We'll say she's like 5'6" or something.
I was thinking we could like 4'10". She'd be like a midget.
She's gonna have a fucking Oompa Loompa.
Yeah. She's got dwarfism. She's incredibly attractive, but she's short.
So she's like the Tyrion Lannister of girls.
Yeah, like if they wanted to go and like reach like the high alcohol content thing, she has to ask one of the other staff members to reach it for her because she like struggles to jump up. It's like when you're a little kid, you see like the cookies or something on the side in the kitchen, and you can't reach them, so you ask your older sibling to do it for you.
Right, so okay, so she's borderline dwarf. What should we say her ideology / beliefs are? I mean, I would say that she's. Are we gonna make her like? I feel like she should be. I mean, it's not 19. It's 1920s. If this was 1960s, then I'd make a full-blown hippie.
We can make one of her ideologies saying do whatever it takes to make money, even if you don't agree with it, because obviously her dad, her mum got beaten by a drunk stepfather, and she's obviously working with alcohol still, so she probably wouldn't be very happy doing that. But
okay,
so something along those lines.
Positive work ethic. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that's good.
We'll say that. Does she have belief in God? Is she, I mean, if she's not from Texas though. She's from Croydon. I don't know how they.
We can say she's agnostic. She's in the middle. She's agnostic.
She's not from Croydon. She's from Whitechapel. Her stepfather was Jack the Ripper. Then. Okay. No. Okay. She's agnostic. There we go. Cool. Significant people. Her dead mother.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like the Batman scene where Bruce watches his parents get brutally murdered in the alleyway, and she's just on the floor with the dead body of her mother, going, what? Like that, screaming really loudly. And I can't.
How old was she when her stepmother died? I mean,
12.
No, her mother died. 12.
She was 12. First number popped in my head. But I want this to be this to be as tragic as possible.
Okay.
We've got to give the driving force to her character and why she's doing what she's doing.
Yeah, and that's because her mother died. You know, we got this, just got the basic cliche storyline for this character. Meaningful locations, alleyway.
Well, I mean,
is it?
She didn't get beat up in the alleyway. I was using the alleyway as a reference from Batman. It was in her mother's home.
Her home.
No, it's gonna be her mother's home. That's what it's gonna be.
Her mother's home, where her stepfather still inhabits. So remember, this was 1920s. I mean, I doubt they'd give a fuck if she died. So there we go. Her stepfather still inhabits. Maybe she ran away from home. I mean, she's 22. She's not fucking 10.
I know. She ran away from home and went and lived with her grandparents.
And then
I'm gonna throw in some Spider-Man references.
They then were both brutally murdered.
By the stepfather again, and the stepfather's drunk new wife.
No. We're not doing that. We'll just say then she lived with her grandparents before becoming a bartender.
Her parents died of cancer. Her grandparents died of cancer. If you want to throw that in.
No, they will say that they're still alive. Quick. Give me a second. And we're going to say that she has an absolute distaste for. Who's going to have a distaste?
Well,
we should probably say absolute distaste for obviously her stepfather, but I was thinking something else
It
as
could be
well.
like just drunk people in general.
Yeah, drunk people. We could do that. Yeah. Okay, do you want to add that in?
You can do that. I'm just checking stuff quickly.
What are you checking?
I'm
I know. She absolutely hates Woodrow Wilson, the guy that went ahead and enacted the prohibition. Put this under. I don't know where to put this on. Significant people hates Woodrow Wilson and hates stepfather. Should we say that she's got a phobia of drunk people? And that's why she's so violent, because she beats the shit out of them. Even though she's weak, so it doesn't always go her way.
Would that be more of a mania than a phobia? Because if it was a phobia, she wouldn't want to attack them. She'd be too scared. So.
True. Mania for attacking drunk people, whatever the fuck that's called. I'm sure that's a mania. I'm sure if I googled it, there would be an actual mania for that.
If any of you viewers want to help us Google that for us, that would be lovely.
If anyone wants to add anything to this character, then go for it.
Yeah, just tell us on the Twitch stream if you want us to add anything, any personal touches you think this character needs. We'll add them.
That's not a real mania, so I won't add it. I'll just say she's. We'll just leave that blank for now. Fuck. Hey. Treasured possessions. Her mother's necklace, which she took from her dying body.
And because of the stepfather trying to take it.
So yeah, stepfather also tried to take it, but what's her name again? Shirley. Shirley punched him in the chest, taking the necklace. There we go. She's got no encounters with strange entities, no tomes, no phobias. Traits: kind, charming, stupid. There. I feel like this character's pretty much done.
Yeah, me too.
Like, gears and possessions. Shitty bike, which has a 90% chance of receiving a puncture every time
she uses it.
Yep, so every time we use the bike, we're going to have to roll. I'll lower it. I mean, it's a good mechanic to have, but 30% chance. So if she rolls a 70 or higher.
Deploy Fridge says maybe the necklace is a locket that won't open for some reason.
Ooh, I like that idea. Necklace contains
it has crystal meth in it.
Which will not open without a special. Well, actually, no. We'll say for some reason.
Thanks for the suggestion, Deploy.
She wears it constantly, refusing to take it off. I feel like this character's pretty much done.
And attacks anyone who tries to take it from her.
Good idea. Attacks anyone that tries to take it. Awesome. Like it. I like it a lot. I think we're good. I think this character is pretty much done.
Alright, isn't she going to technically be... What's the condition when you have two personalities, especially if we're playing the same character?
Bipolar, I think it's bipolar.
Well, shouldn't she have the trait of bipolar then? Because she's going to be two people controlling one person. So surely she'd need that
Not
trait.
a bad idea.
Surely she'd need that trait.
Yeah, she's got one. Yeah, okay.
I'm like the reasonable, logical side, and the other one that says fucking beat the shit out of them.
Pretty much. Yeah, not a bad idea. Okay, awesome. I feel like we're pretty much ready to go and get this scenario on the road. We've made our amazing character, which has some deformities and probably some psychological issues. But
why did my mommy die? Why did she die?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's start. update. I'll bring up the PDF, Elliot, if you want to bring it up as well.
I have it already, ready to go. You just tell me what pages and stuff I need to go on, and we'll be all good.
Okay, well, we're going to start from number 1, and we'll go through it together. You just go to page number 1, and you go to the bold number 1. Okay, I'm just going to quickly read this part, the introduction. I'll read halfway through it. But no, I'll read the whole thing, just so everyone knows what this is designed for. I will say again, we're doing this duo, this is a single-player scenario, we're just doing it duo, a bit more fun, and we're basically both going to be playing through it together. There's not going to be 2 characters, just 1 character, which we're both technically controlling, if you will.
That's why it's just bipolar.
Yeah, this is the introduction written by Draconek. I'll read it out now. This is a solo adventure for the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game. You are the main character of this story, and your choices will decide the fate of yourself and others. While most adventures for Call of Cthulhu are designed for multiple players, this story is intended for only a single player. Hence, we are doing it with 2. Before you begin play, you will need a set of role-playing dice. We're using Roll20 for that. A pencil, an eraser, a copy of the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition quick start rules, and a blank investigator sheet. You can get all of that from the Chaosium website for free if you do want to try this and you've never played Call of Cthulhu before. Both the quick start rules and the investigator sheet are available at www. I'm not fucking reading that. While you are encouraged to read the quick start rules, and it's Chaosium's website, by the way. While you're encouraged to read the rules and create your investigator prior to starting, this is not strictly necessary. You may equip your character as you see fit, though you should refrain from bringing any weapons. We haven't brought any. This adventure is designed to lead you through the basic rules of character creation in Call of Cthulhu as you play. If you prefer to start right away, use a pre-generated scenario. Character, rather. Our story begins in the 1920s in the lakeside resort town of Esbury, Massachusetts. When you are ready, go to number 1. Elliot, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, everyone buckle in, we're going to start right now. So, the sun sinks low along the horizon as you board the ferry headed across the lake to Esbury. As you step foot on the boat, the ferryman greets you with a wide smile and a half-hearted wave. He stands by the gangplank as you pass, welcoming the other passengers as he removes his cap to scratch at his balding head. His pudgy figure fills his well-worn suit awkwardly, but he seems a rather pleasant sort, leaving the man behind you. You take a seat towards the prow, eyes fixed on your destination, so we need to go to number 12. Okay, let me know once you're there.
Okay.
Okay, you settle into your seat, with your thin briefcase resting on your lap, and you notice that the rest of the passengers are likewise getting comfortable for the short trip across. Glancing around, you catch sight of the ferryman entering the cabin. As you sit patiently and wait for the engine to come to life, you listen to the sounds of idle chatter around you. You look out across the water and notice a thin fog beginning to form over the surface of the water as the temperature drops with the approach of night. After a few minutes, you hear the engine sputter into action and feel the ferry lurch forward to make its journey. Conversations around you continue on as the ferryman joins you all on deck. You can't but overhear most of the talk, though it is surprisingly banal. There are almost a dozen passengers on the ferry, and most of them are simply looking to spend their money during the weekend in Esbury to enjoy the various shops and leisure activities of the lakeside town. Many of the passengers seem to come from money, as in common in Esbury. You notice a strange look from one of the women in the group. She has brown hair and eyes, okay, never mind, I was looking at the wrong place. And a full figure, and she seems to be looking you over, admiring your features. At the top of your investigator sheet, you will find spaces for a...
We've done all that. Go to number 80. I made a brief mistake in accidentally going to page 12 instead of number 80. I corrected myself, and I went back there, and I now know how to do it, so it'll be fine now. So, yeah.
Well done.
I'm going to 80 now. So.
Yep, me too. I'm going to find 80. Okay, I have found 80. There we go. Clearly, she finds something in you that she likes. I'm guessing she's a lesbian, maybe. Perhaps it is your looks or a glint of intelligence in your eyes. Well, we're fucking stupid as all hell.
So it's most likely the looks then.
She gives you a sly wink before turning back to her companions. You likewise turn your attention back to the rest of the passengers. Okay, we have to decide now. Is Shirley straight or lesbian?
Why not bi? It's Pride Month after all. So she does a bit of the D and the D. She's not fussy. She'll get whatever she can get her hands on. That sort of thing.
I mean, she can be fussy. I mean, it's not like she's ugly.
I mean, she's only she's. I mean, it's no, but I mean, I'm not saying she's not saying a limits. I'm just saying she's open to all types of genders, including my personal favourite, attack helicopters. But that's probably in the future, in the 1940s, it should get into that sort of thing, or in the 60s, in the Vietnamese War.
Right. We'll
yeah. The boy said, "Why not both?" She is bipolar after all, so I could be I could be the gay side if you want, and you could be the straight side.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're doing there. Yeah,
it gives me an excuse to do this. One personality is lesbian, the other is straight.
There you go. And
it depends whoever us are playing at the time. So, for example, if she's speaking to a woman I'm playing, she'll have the lesbian tone, or if you're playing, then it's the straight side.
I mean, ironically, it's the other way round. So I see what you're doing there. Anyway, you likewise turn your attention back to the rest of the passengers. Sitting apart from the general crowd are two men in dark, well-tailored suits. They whisper quietly to each other and have unamused expressions on their faces, as if they don't seem pleased to be here. Perhaps they are on business. Noticing that you are sitting alone, the ferryman approaches you and stands over you with his characteristic smile. And you notice he is missing a tooth in the upper left corner of his mouth. His eyes are bright and they light upon you. Good afternoon. You look a bit lonely there, friend. What brings you to Esbury?
Well, would you like to do this one, and I'll take the next one?
Yeah, you can do this one. It's fine.
Well, I come here on a business, on a very important private business venture. I've been told by my boss that if I come here, it'll be both very profitable for both his business and for me as well. And if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of in a need for cash right now, so I guess I just volunteered to do that.
I just realised we hit a brick wall. Oh, fuck. Okay, it says if you're an antiquarian, if you're an author, if you're a delante, if you're a doctor of medicine. Basically, we don't have our occupation on there. Draconic, which one should we go to as a bartender?
Yeah, Draconic, we need your help.
Which one do we choose?
Draconic, I summon thee. We've got to wait because there's a stream delay.
Oh yeah, I know. This is what I was talking about. Don't worry, any of them are fine. Okay,
right.
You can choose anyone.
Which one's the closest? Would you say?
Probably. I would say either a private investigator or a journalist is probably closest. How about we say? I mean, we're a businesswoman, right? Like we're on business.
Yeah, we're on business.
Crossing the lake. So maybe I guess an investigator would make sense because we're kind of private and we've been asked to investigate to find a new location for a hidden bar.
Dilettante is probably suggesting dilettante. So the third one. If that's how you pronounce it.
Dilettante. That's like a rich woman. We're not rich.
Wait, Louise is poor.
I guess because it is like an attractive woman as well. Also, arts. It's mainly about arts, but. You know, we're not rich, so I don't think we could buy that many paintings. Yeah, I'd say private investigator probably makes the most sense because we've been asked to investigate this area for a new hidden bar.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, then. We'll do that.
Okay, well, I'm taking my way to 41 now.
Taking my way to 41. Oof. If I can find 41.
That's 43. That's 30.
Okay, I found 41.
I found 42. Oh, there you go. I found it.
You choose your words carefully before replying, not wanting to give out sensitive information. Well, this is where you come in.
I'm working a case here. I'm. Wait, what can I say here? Because it's investigative service.
Just say I've been hired to investigate. Yeah, done.
I've been hired to investigate here in Boston. The ferryman. Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna. It's you.
From Boston.
Yeah, but it's. It's the
Right.
ferryman.
We'll just move on. The ferryman scratches his head. Boston, huh? And they sent you all the way out here? I imagine this has to do with Professor Harris's death. But Officer Powell has handled, I think. The man shrugs and flashes another smile. Ah, but I suppose it's not my place to pry. He extends his hand to you. I'm Lance Sanford, by the way. I think we skipped the introduction. I guess we want to find out about Professor Harris if we're impersonating this investigator. Is that what we're going to say? We're pretending to investigate this case so that way we don't draw suspicion to ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. So should we go? Should we do that then? So we do 27.
27, yes. Okay. The ferryman raises a questioning eyebrow at you. Professor Harris? I can't say much, really. I didn't know him all that well, but he seemed like a nice guy. I was sad to hear that he died. You gently press for more information about his death, if you want.
Is there anything else that you could tell me regarding Professor Harris?
Officer Powell says it's suicide. I'm inclined to believe him. But Professor Harris seemed happy. Enough to me, anyway. More than content to relax in Esbury than anyone else. In between his studies, of course. Ancient Indian history, I think it was. I had coffee with the professor a few weeks ago, and he talked my ear off about it. I couldn't understand half of what the man said, but he was quite excited by whatever it was.
Ooh, this is very exciting indeed.
You exchanged. Oh shit!
You put that in your book. You're doing what I did now.
Yeah. You exchange a few more pleasantries with Lance before he goes off to finish guiding the boat into port. You pass the time in casual conversation with the other passengers and in observing the scenery. You note the tall pines and the sloping hills on the lakeside towards Esbury. These features and the small town are just visible through the glowing mist. You squint enough to make them out of to your satisfaction. In time, you arrive on the pier at Esbury, grateful to be off the water. Go to number 3.
Ooh.
Find out.
I'm not a big fan of taking boat rides anyway, so yeah.
Oh, is she afraid of the water?
Well, I mean, I don't like water, so it might be that she's also afraid. At least the polar side of me would be she's terrified of water. But when
Fair enough.
But when it's you, it's like it's perfectly fine.
Mm.
Right. Do you want me to read this part?
It's up to you.
I can read it, and then any interactions you can do.
Okay.
You take your first steps onto the pier with the rest of the passengers of the ferry, trying to get your land legs once again. The passengers are still chatting casually as they walk off to their destination. You note one last little flirty wink from the full-figured woman, we've got a lesbian going here, as she struts along confidently behind the woman accompanying her, and you feel the 2 dark-suited men push past you at brisk pace, nudging you out of their way. Lance gives you one last wave and a smile as he begins heading to the old rusted stained boat that is his pride and joy. The last light of the sun is fading fast over you, and the fog has grown thick on the water now. The night is still young, but you'd rather not be wandering around in the dark and fog of a town you're unfamiliar with. Taking in your surroundings, you see a sizable crowd jockeying for entrance into a lavish, modern-looking building along the lakeside. A folding sign sits out front, illuminated by a lantern. The words, "Estate Sale Tonight," are written in large, bold letters. While this seems to be a main attraction, you could also seek somewhere to stay for the night and ask about your work in the morning. If you've not done so already, calculate your secondary attributes.
We've done that. So, do you want to visit the estate sale or find somewhere to stay? I'd say we want to find somewhere to stay, you know? I mean,
yeah, we're just doing a job.
Yeah, we're just trying to find a new bar. Well, okay, 26.
Yeah, that's it's your interaction, so we've got to do what you want.
Yep.
Right, hang on, I'm just scrolling all the way to 26. No. 23 to 26. Okay.
There you go.
Alright, I'll read this one as well. Before you turn to go, you think of a catch a glint of metal from beneath the folds of the young man's coat as well. This man might be likewise armed. Good.
Yeah, you missed. No, you you missed out the wrong part.
You can read it then. Fuck
You
it.
need to move it to the left on the stream. You were reading the
Okay.
part on the right. I'll read it out. Don't worry.
Sorry.
I'll just do the reading and then you do the interactions. It's
Okay.
fine. While the estate sale still seems interesting, you would feel more secure with a roof over your head for the night. You pull someone out of the crowd and inquire where you can find a room for the night. You are directed a few blocks into town to find a modestly priced motel a few buildings down from what is apparently the police station. As you enter in and out of the cool night air, you are greeted by the warmth of a burning fireplace. The small front room feels stuffy and cramped. The bulk of the space is dominated by the large service counter, behind which sits a weary-looking wisp of a woman. She turns her wide eyes to you and asks your name.
I can't even remember my own name. My name is
Shirley Evelyn.
My name is Shirley Evelyn. This is going so well.
And then quotes you a price that's more than fair. We'll say $10. With the transaction complete, you haul your thin briefcase up the stairs, unpack it, and settle into your room for the night. Go to number 9. Number 9 large.
I have two number 9s. I'm not even going to do that, so we're going to 9. Okay, I was just taking away the cash.
No. Spending level, so you don't have to take anything away.
Oh, right. Okay, okay, right. Here's 9. Okay. I've got it correctly, but I'll still leave it to you to read because I'm terrible at this.
You awake in the morning, grateful for the rest. You rise from your bed and take up in the modest surroundings that make up your room. The furnishings are sparse, a bad and small dresser with a cramped and dusty writing desk tucked in the corner. Sitting atop the desk is a plate of eggs with toast, apparently set out for you by the owner of the motel. The walls are plain and unadorned, save for a single window which faces towards the lake. However, this view is currently blocked by the incredibly thick fog, which has taken on a pale green hue. Your vision is obscured entirely, and you cannot see into the depths of that outlandish green mist. You also notice your personal belongings placed across the room, exactly as you had left them the night before.
Ooh.
Okay, well at least someone hasn't fucking stolen them. Right, 106.
But I'd say she might get pretty defensive over the stuff.
Yeah. After getting dressed and eating the modest breakfast set out for you, you are ready to begin your day. You take a moment to consider what that means for you. Your mind turns to Professor Harris and his death. If you're so inclined, you might be able to investigate the circumstances of his death further. Considering that you don't have the address for the home of his widow, Amelia, you would have to start your search with the official report filed with Officer Powell at the police station. Alternatively, you could take this free time to look through your belongings and examine any items you might have. Clearly, the motel owner has been in your room, so a check of your things might be in order. Or perhaps you have some other reason to look over your possessions. Finally, if you feel that your business in Esbury is concluded, you could always try to find Lance Sanford at the ferry. I mean, feels a bit odd that we've been asked to search our stuff. Is something missing, or is it just a way to waste our time?
Sorry, continue.
No, you go ahead.
I was like, have they taken away my mum's necklace in the night?
Well, remember, she wears it with her all the time and sleeps.
What could they've taken from her?
She's pretty fucking poor. Maybe she's taken her. Maybe her reports have been taken, or her clothes. Should we just check the items? I mean, who knows? We might find a fucking gun in there.
It's like, sweet. She's like, I'm gonna kill that person who killed my mum.
Let's go to page 32. Okay. A cursory inspection of your personal belongings reveal that nothing is amiss. All of your possessions are just as you left them. While you are here looking things over, you can take this opportunity to more closely scrutinize certain items bought at the estate sale. Okay. Alternatively, you may leave and go explore elsewhere if your curiosity is satisfied. After examining each... Wait a minute. Is this the wrong fucking... No, it's not the wrong side. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. After examining each item, you will be redirected to this entry or given the option to proceed as appropriate. If you have none of the items or are done looking over your items, choose to investigate somewhere. We go to the police station.
I guess we can go there. I mean, we can't exactly do any of the bought stuff because we didn't
Yeah,
go to
we can't. We didn't get a clay cylinders. We didn't get the journal. We didn't get an altar. We didn't get an idol. So I guess we're going to the estates, the police station rather.
Yeah,
Number 11.
they all sounded pretty important.
It's fine. Shut up. We're
Well, our
fine.
girl's a retard anyway, so it's fine. Well, she is.
She's a frittata. Okay. Right. Number 11. You step out into the greenish mist. You feel it can't fucking speak English. You feel it clinging tightly to you as you make your way outdoors and down the short distance to the police station. You enter the small brick building with a sense of claustrophobia. The walls here are very close together and space is tight. Crammed into the tiny one-room structure was a large desk, several filing cabinets, a few chairs, and a closet-sized holding cell with iron bars in the back of the room. Behind the large desk was Officer Powell, smoking a cigar with his feet propped up. His coat was unbuttoned and his hat lay on top of a stack of papers next to a battered old revolver. He opens one eye at you and frowns, sighing through his cigar as he straightens himself up to look presentable. If you're bothering me right now, I'm going to assume that this is important. You mentioned that you would like to see the police report for Professor William Harris's death, to which he replies with a snort. You have no business dealing with that, and even if you did, this is my jurisdiction. Shove off and leave me in peace.
Oh.
Ready for you want to say to him?
Well, I'll have you know that this is considered quite an important scenario, quite an important thing, and I know you may not want me to, but I want to have a look and stuff.
It says make it faster.
Well,
Do you want to try and charm? Can we... Draconic,
well,
can we use charm?
Yeah, Draconic, can we charm? And then if we succeed...
I'll make sure to ask you, because, I mean, it is your scenario. So. He does not seem cooperative, but perhaps you could convince him that you have some special circumstance. Or charm. Depending on
I suppose you
what the
could.
verdict is. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to charm this bastard. Roll the... how do you want to charm him?
Well, I see. It's a very important thing. I need to have a look at it, you see, because a dashing woman such as myself needs to make sure that everything is in order. You wouldn't want my beauty to go away now, would you? There's like a little hair flick, and she with her hair.
You can make a charm roll.
Okay, hang on. Roll.
Press the green.
It's roll D100, isn't it?
No, just open up the character sheet
yeah.
and press the green button.
Oh yeah.
Success. Yes, awesome. Okay, let me see what it says. We'll go to the page.
46.
Seed 46.
I'm just gonna scroll there to wait until I get there, then read it.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay, you implied that you know the right sort of people that might ask the wrong sort of questions if you didn't get access to that report. You aren't certain whether or not he believes you, but you can tell it's more trouble than he's willing to risk. With a look of irritation, he thumbs through the stack of papers on his desk before handing you the file you asked after. According to the report, Professor Harris's death is officially a suicide. Death occurred at his home address. He was up late one night in his study, and he stuck a gun into his mouth and painted the room red. Nice. Nice.
That man's taken away many people's dreams.
His body was found the following afternoon by his wife, Amelia Harris. There was no note left and no prior criminal history of the deceased. So the gun was found unregistered. Overall, the report is dry and minimalist. All requisite information is present, but only to the barest standard of diligence. Satisfied, you hand the file back to the officer, who grumbles and tucks it away before clearing his throat loudly and propping his feet back up. You feel that you've been given a cue to leave, and that Officer Powell will not likely be of much further help. Where do you want to go?
Well, she is kind of the woman still on a mission to look for the bar. That's like her main objective, but...
Maybe, like, as this Harris guy has died, they could convert his house into an illegal bar. Maybe, like, use the underground basement. Maybe use his basement.
The basement where he keeps all his kids. I mean, totally legitimate equipment. Yeah, that's true. She thinks for a minute, working out the pros and cons of what she has available to her.
Pros and con list. You gotta have that pros and con list.
Well, she has a think. I mean, her limited intelligence doesn't mean she doesn't come up with very much options. But her options go, well, I guess I'm going to have to go for the household. And so she goes towards the Harris household.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Right, let's head over to that page. I'm just going to check Twitch chat. Okay. Everything's cool. All right. Okay, number 90, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just speed scrolling my way through. All right.
Speed scroll.
I'm here.
Okay, you walk into the town towards the Harris address. Sorry, into town. Even knowing the location, it is difficult for you to find your way due to the unfamiliarity of the town and the density of the peculiar green mist. It is some time before you arrive at the Harris house. As you approach the house, a man steps out of the fog, blocking your path. The man is young and thin, with rather angular features, and the faint hint of a mustache atop his lip. He is dressed in a dark suit, and he stares at you from beneath a flat cap. You're an unwelcome surprise. I don't know what you're looking for, but you won't find it here. I'm leaving it open in case you want to say anything.
Oh, well, what could I find here?
Why, the Harris household, of course.
It's quite a nice place. You don't suppose you have a basement?
Yeah, like your eyes betray you as you glance at the Harris house and the man scowls. Why don't you leave the poor widow alone, you creep? If you want to bother her, you're going to have to go through this old Joshua here. Capiche? His hand rests on his waist, brushing beneath his coat, as if searching for something, but then he stops himself. He pauses for a moment, looking you over once more before spitting on the ground at your feet and turning away.
Oh, is she going to take that?
So we have the option to call him out, make our way to the house, or heed his warning and return to the motel.
Well, I think you see this woman. She's not the most intelligent, but she doesn't like taking shit from anyone. So I say we should call it out to Joshua.
Alright, and also, we're pretty good at fighting with the old fisticuffs, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, let's do that then. Let's go to number 5.
Is it 5?
Yep.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
How are you going to call him out? I'll allow you to do that.
Oi, Joshua! You can't just walk away like that! Get your butt back here!
You call out to Joshua to explain himself. Holt, expecting that he will simply brush you off. Surprisingly, he turns back to face you and steps towards you. As he moves closer to you, you can once again make out his features despite the fog. You can now see that the man is visibly red and his eyes are bloodshot. The fuck? The man is clearly livid, and his hand launches beneath his coat and produces a Colt M1911 and points it directly at you, speaking in an agitated manner. What the hell is your... Wait, he was Scottish, wasn't he? What the hell is your problem? I've threatened you and you come back for more. Do you have a death wish? Leave Amelia alone. I've been about this far too long for you to wander into town and ruin this for me. He shoves you back and levels the gun at your face, looking you dead in the eyes with sweat on his brow. He grits his teeth, panting and huffing for a second before holstering the gun and bracing himself against a nearby building. Get the hell out of my sight! If I have to look at that goddamn face for one more second, I'll fucking put another hole in it. You see no reason to further provoke the man, and you hurriedly leave him where he was. Do you want to go to the house or to him?
Well, I mean, it's either the house or to just give up altogether. But actually,
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what
well, we're going to clearly go. She has a think and thinks to herself, I'm not taking that from a man. God, I mean, someday us women are going to have equal rights compared to them. I think I'm gonna ignore what he's telling me to do, and I'm gonna keep on pushing on forward towards the house.
Okay,
Ow,
if he attacks you, at least you can beat the shit out of him. So
yeah, exactly.
See what happens. Right, go to number 55 and let me know when you're there.
54, which means 55 is here. Okay, here we go. I'm there.
Okay, despite Joshua's urgings, you feel compelled to speak to Amelia yourself. You approach the front of the house and note your surroundings. The exterior of the place hints at the wealth of the occupants, but then again, so do most of the houses in town. Directly across from the building is a small church, and the religious iconography of the building seems to have inspired Pharisees in the design of their own home. A bronze cross hangs over the front door, and decorative columns line the outside walls of the two-story house. All in all, the architectural style is somewhat Baroque, complete with a pair of carved angels lounging beneath the roof that are just visible through the strange haze. You knock on the door and wait in the mist for a few moments, hoping for someone to hear your knocking. Eventually, you are relieved to find the widow, Amelia, answering the door. She is wearing a bright red dress, which accents... Oh, she's wearing the same dress as you. which accents her deeply crimson lipstick. She appears to have taken great care of her appearance, and had abandoned the more modest look of the night prior. Flashes you a smile, invites you inside. The house opens into a large foyer, and you see various crates and bundles stacked high along the walls. Just selling off... Oh, for fuck's sake. Do you want to do the woman voice? I can't be arsed.
Okay, oh, wait,
You do the feminine voice, you're better than man.
Oh, yeah. Just setting off a few of the common things. Mind the mess. The porter hasn't come for it yet.
She takes you by the hand to lead you over the stacks of items, helping you to pick your way through the assembled possessions of the deceased professor. She takes you into a small drawing room with antique furniture and offers you some coffee. After settling in and exchanging a few well-mannered pleasantries, you ask in more detail about the late Professor Harris.
Amelia sighs vertically and looks down.
No. If I leave a blank, then
okay.
I'm leaving it in case you want to say something.
Can you? I love the house, by the way. Great house. I would like to know. Is there any more detail you could tell me about this Professor Harris?
Amelia sighs theatrically and looks down at her hands.
Okay. I can't suppose what you want to know about William. I found him in his study with a gun still in his mouth. What more could you want to know? Make a psychology roll.
And this was the one stat that I decided, fuck bumping it up. Oh, no.
Well, what do we have that we could potentially...
We can't substitute it. It has to be psychology. We have 10 psychology.
Alright, don't worry, we've got this, right?
Come on, Elliot. Lucky roll.
Alright, hang on. Cthulhu, if you're listening to us, please have mercy on our souls and make this a success. Oh my god, it's a success!
Oh my god. Okay, awesome.
Cthulhu has blessed our server.
Go to 126. Yeah, he has. He was like, you know what? I'm going to give it to them. Okay. You don't know why you hadn't realized it before. Selling all of his things, wearing makeup, adopting such a flirty demeanor, dismissing questions about her husband's death. She doesn't seem too... That's what I was thinking, to be honest. She doesn't seem too broken up about her husband passing. She's hiding something. You'd bet your career on it. Bartender career. We don't have much to lose, so sure. You suspect she is involved in Professor Harris's death in some form or another. You open your mouth, prepared to call her bluff and press for more information. You are interrupted by a loud knock at the door. Amelia jumps up, startled, and stands there for a moment in confusion. And the pounding on the door resumes. Police! Open the door! Amelia's face turns white as she goes to the door. Your gut is telling you something is wrong here. You feel uneasy about the officer at the door. You tell yourself that you're being irrational and on the edge, but you have some trouble fighting that feeling. You have a few precious moments to react. Ignore your instincts and wait. Go to 47. Take this chance. Make a stealth roll.
Do you want to make this?
Wait.
Do you want to make the stealth roll? Because we've got really good stealth.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
You can make the roll. Because this is
Okay.
this is gonna be her bipolar kicking in.
Oh, come on, stealth. Yes.
Right.
Oh my god, we succeeded by 2.
Well, you get to decide. Right, tell us how do we do this pro stealth?
Okay, so to do this pro stealth, while this Amelia woman is like staring at the door and about to approach it, I'm presuming we're sitting at like a table. So I'm just gonna fling like, when I say fling, I'm just gonna jump off of the chair and like slide across the floor like fucking James Bond around the corner, kind of into the kitchen area, and just kind of hide in the cupboard. It's a human-sized cupboard. This guy is clearly rich. So that's the plan. Right, number 98. Let's do this. In fact, it'll probably ask us where we want to hide, so everything I've just said is probably useless, but we'll see. Okay, your hunches are never wrong. Whatever that officer is here for, you don't want any part of it. Glancing around, you weigh your options. You decide to creep towards Amelia and Officer Powell. Oh, it's Officer Powell. I'm guessing it's that fucking weirdo Joshua that called the police.
Yeah, probably.
Positioning yourself behind a stack of the items that are waiting for the porter. Neither of them seem to notice you as they rush past your hiding place, giving you a clear line to the door. Alternatively, now might be a good time to explore the house while there is the risk of discovery. It's not as if you have anything to lose by sniffing around somewhere you weren't supposed to be. For a brief moment, your gaze wanders to the staircase opposite the entryway. The bedrooms are sturdy. What? The bedrooms and study. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Are likely up there, and you might be able to find some valuable information. Is this still the bipolar side? Because if so, I want to explore upstairs.
Yeah, it's your turn. We're sticking with this bipolar whole thing. So we'll go upstairs then, because that's what you want to do.
Do you want to read this then, now that you're not being a dumbass and you actually know how to fucking...
I'm sorry. Alright. Of course, if you see me cocking up, just tell me on stream. I'll correct myself. Every time. Anyway. You turn your attention to the set of stairs that are positioned opposite to the entrance. You ascend the staircase and see 2 doors, one on either side of you. The door to your left is slightly ajar, and is no doubt the bedroom. By process of elimination, the door to your right must be the study. Well, I mean, it could be the toilet or something like that. But, okay. The door seems to be locked, and you don't have a key. With enough time, you may be able to get the door open, but it'll probably be unwise to be in for long, since it's entirely possible that someone may come to investigate. To enter the bedroom, go to 1, 2, 3. To enter the study, make a locksmith roll. What do you want to do, Harry?
Fuck. Okay, let me see. Let's check. What is our locksmith skill?
It's annoying because I was actually going to suggest putting something to locksmith.
Oh, our locksmith is 1. Do we want to go for the holy crit?
Well,
I mean, we could just fucking spend a shit ton of luck.
I mean, yeah, we could. I mean, but if we don't have enough luck to spend?
Well, if we don't have enough luck to spend, then I think we're fucked.
We could
just go to the bedroom then.
Yeah, alright, let's go to the bedroom.
Oh, but I bet there's some shit in the study that's going to be super incriminating.
Well, I mean, it's the bipolar kicking in again. So I mean, and you're currently the personality that's taking control. So at the end of the day, it's up to you.
Fuck it. We're going to go to the bedroom, and if the bedroom has fuck all, if it gives us a chance, then we're going to try the locksmith. Do this. 1, 2, 3.
I'm just scrolling my way there now. Scrolling my way downtown to 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm here.
Right. Read it out, bitch.
You push aside the door and enter the bedroom. Although I'm not a bitch. The room is lavishly decorated and feminine. Oh, she's going to love this. Large soft pillows sit atop the bed and a tangled blanket is strewn across the mattress. Judging by the state of the room, this space belonged more to Amelia than it did Dr. Harris, even before his death. Now, though, the room is dominated by her personal effects. A case of makeup sits on the dresser, and a hand mirror lies next to it. The door to the closet is open, and the racks overflow with various dresses and fashionable outfits. The clothes belonging to the late Dr. Harris take up a small and inconspicuous corner of the closet, pushed far to the side so as to not get in the way of Amelia's things. The most surprising thing you stumble upon is a small pile of discarded men's clothing next to the bed. They seem to have left there recently, and given the difference in style and size of the men's clothes in the closet, it's clear that they do not belong to Dr. Harris.
Dun dun dun.
She's a whore. Your suspicion is confirmed when you see a photograph of Joshua on the nightstand. There's also a half-empty bottle of whiskey there, 2 glasses sitting next to it. You also happen to notice a safe built into the wall just behind the nightstand. A combination lock keeps it sealed, though if you're so inclined, you may be able to decipher it. There's little else of interest left in the room.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. So we can leave the room or we can locksmith it.
It's asking us to do the holy crit. But of course I'm still reading it, so after you.
I feel like we're going to go for the holy crit.
Oh, okay, we're doing it, boys.
Either that or we can leave the room and maybe lockpick the other room. But I would say that this safe might have some damning evidence.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to go for the holy crit?
I'm going to fucking go for the holy crit. In fact, before I do that, Draconic, it's fine if we spend luck, right? If we fuck it up. Or are you not supposed to? Because I'm not sure if the rules have changed for solo games. Okay, right, we can. Awesome, let's fucking do this. I guarantee if this succeeds.
You need to pray to Cthulhu first. That's what I did, and then it works. That's what you've got to do.
Okay.
Give us your best.
Almighty Cthulhu, although you already gave us an amazing roll, I ask that you do this again and give us the nat 1. And if this succeeds, I will be indebted to you, and you can fucking possess me for like a month or some shit. There you go.
I'm not sure how Cthulhu's going to respond to that, but I guess we'll have to find out.
Oh, okay. Well, I would take that because I have to spend 11 luck, so we'll spend the luck. That's still a pretty good roll. I mean, my prayer could have been better.
Cthulhu was happy with your offer, but he wanted it to be longer than a month.
Yeah. He wanted it to be like 10 years or some shit. Hey, do you want to join my cult?
So 77 then, because we succeed. We succeed.
Yep. Yes, we have succeeded. Yay. Yep, 77.
I mean, I'm just trying to locate it. Now, is this 77? That's 74, Elliot. Where's 70?
Right, I got it.
I got it.
And 20. Yeah.
Okay. You can read this. It's my turn to be bipolar.
Okay. Right, we'll switch back to your personality. Right. You take a knee and begin twisting the combination lock slowly, listening for the sound of the clicks and feeling for the slight stopping of the dial. A successful guess of the number. You repeat this process a few times and the door of the safe swings open with a barely perceptible creak of metal. The contents of the safe are fairly sparse. There are stacks of documents on the bottom, passports, birth certificates, identification, and financial papers. They're tied to both Amelia and William Harris, so it appears as if this safe hasn't been opened since his death. There is also a solitary gold bar sitting off to one side. Considering the trouble you went through, you take the gold bar as compensation.
Well,
yeah,
I
do that.
I mean, she's pretty poor, so she looks at it and goes, "Well, I mean, I kind of do need some money, so and they clearly don't." So she slowly reaches her hand over, grabs it, and sticks it like in some weird pocket she has attached to her dress for some reason.
Uh-oh. Make a listen roll. If you succeed, go to 1. Fail to go 131. Good luck, Elliot. I mean, we pumped some points into listening for this exact reason. Let's hope it pays off. We have a 50% chance of success.
A hard
Oh,
success.
yes. Awesome.
So
Right.
where are we going? What page? The number?
141. 114, I mean, sorry.
Okay.
114. Shit, I went way past that. Okay, there we go. Fab. Okay, you you direct your attention away from any distractions and hone in on the sounds around you. You hear the crash of the waves on the pier nearby, and very little else. The stillness is somewhat unsettling. No birds are chirping, no people on the streets. Except distantly, you hear the faint echo of footsteps. They sound quite far off, and it would have been easy to miss them if you weren't listening for it. Still, given how far they must be, the footfalls must be heavy, and they are reverberating in quick succession, as if in a hurry. You set off in their direction. You rush through the empty... Wait, what the fuck? Please tell me that I read this right. Because it just said that we rush off into the streets and we were just in the house.
Well, we do set off in their direction, which means we get out of the house.
Oh, did it say that?
We jump out the window and fall in a haystack at the bottom, like Assassin's Creed style, and then we rush through the streets.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. You rush through the empty streets, pausing occasionally to continue to listen for the footfalls of the man you are pursuing. I just read this right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. What's where we are now? After some time, you come upon a small plaza adjacent to the town's church. Unfortunately, by this point, the man has reached his destination and is no doubt within one of the houses of the plaza, but you have no way of knowing which one. Take a deep breath and decide to roll the dice. There are only a handful of houses here, so you feel you have good odds of finding what you're looking for. Want to make the roll? Just to make you're sure that I've read the transition right, correct?
Oh yeah, it's just go back and have a look.
No, I didn't. Okay. Right, that makes perfect sense. I was being a spastic. It said, at least now you wouldn't be leaving empty-handed. Satisfied and with nothing more to see in the room, you'd leave it behind and go and move on. Go to 140. Okay, yeah, I was thinking, like, what the fuck? I must have read that wrong. Yeah, it's 140. Okay, that's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a bit cooked up this time.
It was me. It was my bad, Draconik. I fucked up. Fine. I rectified the issue. Okay, here we go. You turn around and leave the door closed behind you. Looking down the stairs, you realize that you are not alone. Dominating the entryway of the house is Joshua, red-faced and furious. He has a gun in his right hand. Okay, this seems more realistic. He has a gun in his right hand and aims it hastily in your direction. You have just a second to hit the ground before he pulls the trigger. Perhaps your reflexes are enough. Make a dodge roll. If you succeed, go to 132. If you fail, take 1d10 plus 2 damage. If you survive, this goes to 96. You have no remaining HP, you are dead. Oh god.
We've got a 20. This whole pot dexterity, so we've got 20. Are you ready for this?
Oh god.
Almighty Cthulhu, bringer of summoner of rituals, root conqueror of earth and planet stuff. Give us the power to succeed in this role. And so help
we
us.
might have called upon his blessing too much.
Yeah.
Oh no. We angered him.
We've got to take
we take 1d10 plus 2 damage.
I'm going to roll 1d10. We'll take 4 hit points.
Well, no, plus 2.
That's
so
what I did.
We take. Oh, okay, never mind. I didn't realize. Okay. Right, we take.
We're on 7.
Hey, it could be worse. We could be dead.
We're not,
right?
Yeah, we're not dead. So.
96. Turn to page. Yeah, 96. Well, not page 96. Number 96. Right. Joshua aims the gun at you, and you freeze in shock. The weapon goes off in his hand and the bullet whizzes through the air, tearing open your left shoulder and throwing you back against the wall. You collapse in a heap, blood oozing from your wound. You know it isn't fatal, but that does not make you feel the pain any less. As you struggle to fight through the pain, you find Joshua standing over you. The look on his face is one of pure rage. It is the last thing you see as you are clubbed into unconsciousness. Fucking hell.
Ooh.
138. Let's find out if we get clocked.
I mean,
Okay, 138.
I mean,
You're awake, stripped of any weapons and tied to a chair in a dusty basement. Before we continue, I'm going to say right now this is a permadeath, so if we die, that's it, because otherwise we'll get through all the options and there'll be no reason for you guys to play it. So when we die, that's it. So we need to keep this fucking Shirley alive. Jesus. Okay, you're right. You awake, stripped of any weapons and tied to a chair in a dusty basement. The first thing you notice is the pain from your wounds. You're still fresh and have not been tended to in any way. The second thing you notice is the table across from you, with its strange collection of items. A pair of cracked clay cylinders, a gemstone-studded altar, with curious scrawling and stack of papers, and an unnatural-looking idol of sea green stone, fashioned in the shape of a serpent. Standing next to the table is a man that you can't quite make out in the dimness of the room. He puffs absently at a cigar as he stares at you. Behind the table is still and other bootlegging equipment. They make alcohol like we do.
yeah.
Except we sell it.
Yeah.
You turn your head about the room and find one of the suited men from before leaning against the door while sipping from a flask. You begin to move. The unknown man walks over to you. He is grinning widely as you spot a glint of madness in his eyes as he rests on the edge of the illuminated area of the room. He produces a knife from his pocket, and the blade catches the glimmer of the dim bulb flickering above. The stranger shoots a glance at the man by the door, and the suited man leaves. Fucking hell, we're just some dumb blonde girl. What have we gotten ourselves into?
I don't know. All we were doing was looking for a place to set up a new bar.
And it's turned into this. When you... Oh no, I read that already, okay. He comes into the light and presses the knife against your cheek, and it dips into your flesh, nicking you and drawing a drop of blood on the tip. What? You could cause trouble for Josh, eh? I'm gonna enjoy this. Getting rid of my little problem. Everything was fine until you started snooping around. You're putting me and Amelia both at danger here, and you're getting in the way of my plans, so I'm going to enjoy tearing open your throat and offering up your life to the idol. Perhaps it'll please him, and then I will get what I want. I'll finally make my way to that beautiful place that I've seen in my dreams. It will be over soon, but I will bleed you slow. Because I want you to enjoy, because I want to enjoy this. He takes his knife and presses it in deeper. Reflexively, you struggle against your bonds, trying to escape the pain. Perhaps if you struggle hard enough, you can break free. Fuck, our strength rolled, no!
Actually, where's our strength? Oh
Our
dear.
strength is awful.
Well, alright,
Good
are
luck.
you ready? Cthulhu,
I'm ready.
Cthulhu, I know you've been mad with us about asking you constantly, but please, you can tell this is a dire situation, so we would be honoured and humble as people spreading your wonderful words through our Discord server. We hope you give us the power to pass this roll. Oh yes! See, that's what you gotta say. Cthulhu just loves our server.
Nice.
That's evidence right there,
Extreme
Dave.
success. I'm sorry, but if we take damage, then I'm fucking negating that because that was an extreme success. Right, 115. Here we are. You struggle against your bonds as you begin to panic. Mercifully, the rope gives way. Joshua is in a shock as the sound of snapping rope echoes off the walls, and he jumps away from you on pure reflex. You act on instinct. Without thinking, you rush towards him, attempting to wrestle the knife from his grasp. You know that you need to be the one in control of the weapon if you're going to survive this, especially with another armed man just outside the door. You grab Joshua's forearm, preventing him from attacking you with the knife, and then try to pry it from his hands, even as you jab and strike at him with knees and elbows, hoping desperately that you can seize the blade from his grip.
Make a brawl roll.
If you succeed, go to 1-1-3-3. Let's see what happens.
You can make
No
this roll.
praying to Cthulhu. Okay, I'm not going to pray. I'm just going to ask that it gets done. It's a success. Boom. Awesome.
Should go 1, 3,
Awesome
3,
sauce. 1-3-3. Yep. Let's head over there. Okay,
Right,
here we are.
I'm here. Right, I'll read it. Her personality, all the situation knocks her bipolar into overdrive, and she switches back to you.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
You throw a punch at Joshua's face and send him rolling backwards, stunned. You manage to rip the knife from his grasp as he is regaining his footing. You take the blade and swiftly plunge it into his chest. Oh,
Fucking hell. Savage.
She's not taking shit from anyone, is she? His face takes on a pained and shocked expression, as if offended that you dared to kill him. Still, Joshua slumps to his knees and looks up at you as he begins to die. His eyes glaze over and stare at you with a smouldering malevolence. Strange words pass from his lips as the last of his life fades from his mortal form. You can read this because I can't read that. Okay. A last shuddering breath rattles his form, and he collapses. You feel greatly disturbed by this, but you attempt to shake it off and move on. You survey the room. The table at the front of the room is covered in the curious artifact of a large stack of papers. There is little else here, save for the flickering bulb above you, the empty chair, and the corpse at your feet. You might consider leaving this place, as it's sitting in a dark basement with a fresh corpse is not entirely a pleasant experience. You can look over the items or leave.
Before we do that, I'm going to stab him in the face like 5 more times just to make sure he's dead, you know? He's got to be on the safe side. Can't be having that little bitch walk up again.
And you rip out his eye and you attach it to your necklace as a prize.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm also, yeah, that's pretty good. And I'll cut off a bit of his hair and I'll like carry that around with me as well.
You cut off both of his eyes and you attach it like you got the next bit in the middle and you've got his eyes.
You know, like how you have cufflinks. His eyes are the cufflinks.
I was going to say, like the necklace, it looks like the eyes and the pendant thing out of Assassin's Creed Unity. You know, the faces are all glitched up. It kind of looks like that, where the mouth is the pendant and the eyes are just attached to it.
I mean, do we want to look over the items? I feel like if we do that, then the guy's going to hear us rummaging around.
Well, it's not me, because
so I think we should leave.
She's currently got your personality, so I can't do anything.
I'm going to say we leave. I want to fucking fuck this little bitch up. Let's say 181.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm speeding up to 181 now. I'm scrolling, like using a simple scroll, that way I don't accidentally skip it. 180, 181. Alright, then.
Decided the... Oh, yeah, I might see reading. Yeah.
You decide that you've seen enough of Joshua's house. You have no reason to linger here. You exit the building and close the door behind you. You look out into the fog and find it thicker than you had remembered. You can see almost nothing. Compounding this problem is the darkness, which has completely fallen while you're inside. Armed with new knowledge, you feel prepared to confront what lies ahead of you. Take a few steps out into the street and are shocked to find the cobblestones of the city to be waterlogged. The tide has risen and the city is beginning to flood. Given earlier events, you are inclined to believe this may not be entirely natural, but even if it is, the rapidly rising water is a serious threat in itself. You feel a twinge of fear, but overcome it as you spur yourself into action. You know that you must escape the flood, and you must act quickly. If you know
what I will say is, what the fuck happened to the guy standing outside the room? Did we just sneak past him, or maybe we crushed him? I don't know. But we got out. That's what that matters.
So we need to find the higher ground and avoid the rising water, or try and outrun it.
So we're being flooded. Okay. So
you can't win, Anakin. For I have the higher ground, as you could say, screaming to the ocean.
So okay. So there's been like some fucking tsunami or some shit.
It's up to you.
I would say that we need to get. Well, you can't outrun. Oh, it's tide. Okay, no man. I thought it was a fucking massive wave. I mean, technically you can outrun it, but if it develops into a tsunami, we're fucking dead. So I'd say we need to find higher ground and hope to avoid the rising waters at page 211.
Alrighty then, scrolling now. We can check the Twitch chat while I'm doing this. That would be grando.
Mucho grande.
Indeed, Reno.
Okay, right. Is this still my personality, or are you
Still
switching
yours.
now?
We can do it. We can do it after the next interaction. We'll switch back.
Okay, right, cool.
You try to find somewhere that you can wait out the flood, somewhere at a high elevation so it'll not be consumed by the rising tide. With the darkness and the fog, you'll not be able to scan the skyline of the town to look for such a place, and instead have to rely on your memory. Thank God it's not me taking over because my memory's shit. The only place closer comes to mind would be the church nearby. Worst came to worst, you climb up into the bell tower and wait out the water. You rush towards the house of worship, and you see its large grey stonework peeking out at you from the fog, providing a sense of comfort and security. You push open the large double doors of the church and quickly close them shut behind you, hoping that the sealed doors will at least buy some time before the water begins to seep in. You quickly rush to the stairs leading up to the bell tower and ascend as quickly as you can. You soon find yourself overlooking Exby. The town itself is shrouded in mist, but from its high vantage point you can see over the fog into the lake beyond. Large, undulating waves break the surface of the normally placid waters, and the stars and the gibbous moon are reflecting brightly against the otherwise dark backdrop. And then it's down here. With a moment of reflective safety, you have a minute to pause and reflect. You take a deep breath, bowing your head in thought, or perhaps prayer. Your mind is a whirl, but eventually a single thought breaks through, determining your course of action. So what are you thinking about here?
Yeah, we know a ritual charm. Ah la la la. We don't know shit. Right, let's go to 150 because we have no other choice.
What's your thought? What are you thinking before this happens?
Oh, I'm thinking. I managed to escape this tide. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Probably being hunted. But other than that, it's pretty good.
It's 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Bipolar kicks in and all of a sudden water level rises and I take control of her again. We'll do 2 interactions each, I think that's fair.
Sure. You resolve to simply wait it out. You have a wonderful view for the spectacle that unfolds. The waters of the lake rise continually and rapidly. It was now to the point that it must be over some of the buildings in Esbury. Though you cannot see into the thick fog below, you wonder at the loss of life and property. That the water continues to rise seemingly without end and without source. This is the least of the oddities that transpire. Amidst the mist, what mean? You spot scattered flames illuminating sections of the city. You find this especially strange, since there seems to be no discernible pattern or reason for it, especially in a city that must be half sunken by now. Perhaps the fires are set on the roofs of the taller buildings. What could the purpose of that possibility be? All the while there is the screams of people afraid of the waters, the desperate cries of the lost and blind, the startled shouts of those woken from sleep to find danger, and more primal screams of abject fright. You glance back over towards the lake itself, waiting to turn your attention away from the horrible suffering of the town. You find the waters rising high as great rippling waves, all emanating from a single central point. You try to find the exact spot of origin, but the spot seems to correspond with the reflection of the moon, and you are unable to make out any details as to what might be causing the waves. You absently direct your gaze toward the gibbous moon hanging overhead, and note yet another baffling sight. Great clouds of mist seem to be rising toward the moon from the ground, extending in long, wispy columns up towards the heavens, or perhaps streaming down from above. You are uncertain of which, or if it even matters. You do not think it does. Looking back at the town, you find it all beneath the water now, save your what the fuck? Save your little island in the waves. They crest a mere foot beneath your feet now, and you know there is no escaping the rising tide. Even resigned to the waters, you are not prepared for what happens next. The waves stop suddenly, and all once more falls silent and still. Then, rising from the water, a long serpentine head emerges.
Ooh.
It is scaled and coloured like the sea. The mouth of the detestable serpent opens, revealing rows of needle-like teeth as it emits the hissing sound that pierces the night and your very soul. And then its eyes open, orbs of pure malevolence. fix themselves on you. It sits and watches you for a second, a minute, an eternity. And then the stonework beneath your feet shifts, and you fall into the water. You know... Oh, fuck, I fucking massively scrolled too far then. Okay, there we go. You know it is the serpent's doing, though it has not moved since it broke from the water. As you sink beneath the surface, you look upward and see the horrible lizard darting towards you in the light of the gibbous moon. You pray that you drown before it takes you, but fate is not so kind. Your demise serves only to feed the horrible, detestable water lizard that is Bokruk, Great Old One, and doom of the cities of Sarnath and Esbury. You have died. We got fucking eaten.
Yep, we
But
well, that was not...
wait. I want to see what happens if we ran, because I'm concerned as to how we would have outran this.
Well,
What page was it?
just have a read, but obviously don't say it on stream. Leave that to everyone else to find out. You can tell me what happens off stream, because
Okay, do you remember what number it was that we were on before?
no. But yeah, so it was clear that we died. This sort of typical stereotypical blonde woman was not able to find the new place for her bar. The bartender they're basically wondering where the fuck she's gone, and probably thinks she's buggered off or something, and is trying to set up her own business to compete with him. As he gets angry, his bar then gets revealed to the police at that time, and then the police brutally lock it down in the most brutal raid possible in American history as well. And then, like that, whoosh, he is executed because he just wanted to sell a simple bottle of lager.
I mean, I really enjoyed that. It's a shame that we got fucking killed by rising tide, which came out of nowhere.
I guess that's why this scenario is called Alone Against the Tide. So.
I know, but it's like, fucking hell, jeez.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this scenario. We're close to 300 members, by the way. I just thought I'd squeeze that in with a chance. So, and we've also added a new referral system in. So if you refer your friends, you'll get rewards based on how many people you invite. Currently, we've got a basic role set up. I'm going to talk with Saul, and we're going to work out if we're going to do any higher tier awards and how that's going to work as well. Thank you again to Draconic for obviously this scenario.
Yeah.
So where can the lovely people find this scenario?
They can find it on Drive-Thru RPG by searching Alone Against the Tide. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's a shame that it got fucking eaten by a serpent, but it's better than, like, I don't know, tripping on a banana and fucking getting a brain concussion. I did enjoy it. It was very, very good. Like I said, I wish we could have seen the end, but I don't want to spoil any more of it for you guys.
If you want to see what happens, you'll just have to do it yourself and hope you don't get the same terrible fate we got.
Exactly. I mean, it's a shame that we got killed so early on, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm curious as to see where the story goes next, so I might continue it off stream. I probably would actually.
Yeah, can we just all take a moment to remember our glorious character who
Shirley Evelyn.
Yeah, may she rest forever in peace in the bowels of the creature.
That serpent being, yes. I'm sure she's having a lovely vacation there. She won't be needing to sell any illegal alcohol.
Yes, and she'll be glad to hear that the probation ends in the 1930s.
Yep.
So that's good. Again, Draconic says he's here to answer any questions regarding this. You can obviously talk to him on our Discord as well. You can just talk in the discussions as well, or you can direct message him as well. If there's any more scenarios like me or Salt or any of the Necronomicon teams to play, let us know as well. Message Salt preferably because he's our keeper for this, so it means he can get stuff needed.
I mean, we could actually get some of our other friends to do a duo run on the stream and see if they end up in the same fate. See how different people come to different conclusions. That could be quite cool, actually.
Yeah. because and we can compare the fates. So this was our unfortunate demise. Will the others be demised, or will something else happen?
Sadly, we'll find out. Yeah, I suggest everyone run through this. It's been a blast.
It has been.
Definitely go check that out on Drive for RPG.
I've enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yep.
I mean, I think our character is fucking perfect.
I kind of didn't want to lose this character. I kind of want this character for a future scenario that we could play. It's just too good not to lose.
I know, right? Anyway, cheers, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful evening, depending on where you are located on this planet. Yep. Definitely go check that out on Drive for RPG. I believe there's a link to it in the
advertisements.
Yeah, in the advertisement section.
I'll quickly, if I can, I'll just quickly show a link to that. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. Where is my bloody thing that I use to capture it? There it is. Sorry, it's I need to move that. Sorry guys about this. I just have to. Okay. Alright, I've sorted that out now. Now, if you want to see it, you go onto our Discord, and there's a section there for advertisements, which you can see here, and it's the top link right here. If you want to see it for yourself.
Yep, that'll be a direct link to the scenario. Hope everyone's had a good day. Enjoy your evening / morning / afternoon, and we'll see you guys in the next stream that we decide to run.
Yeah, thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.